What's up, Duke fans? It's CFOS here. As I mentioned before on previous podcasts, that growing up, it's always been a dream of mine, chasing championships here at Duke. That has not changed at all, and I'm excited now that I'll be coming back for my junior year to keep going and keep pursuing to get that national championship number 6. Tables have turned today. Got my guy Neal in the house. Neal will be hosting me on the podcast. What's good, my brother? You straight?
Yes, sir. Flipping the script a little bit.
Hey, man.
Caleb, great to be with you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Now we're like a week or so removed from the season. Obviously, very sad ending, but now that the dust has settled, I think we've had some time to now reflect as a group of guys back on what we did this year. What do you think made this team so special this season?
I mean, it was a phenomenal year, man. So many memories, but I mean, the biggest thing that made us successful was our competitive nature. Day in and day out, we just battled against each other, and then we were able to, separate the two, putting one aside, and then also hanging out with each other, and we was with each other all the time. So, I mean, I think that was really the key reason to why we were so, together and connected and able to have the year we did.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we genuinely all got along really well, which is, you can't fake that.
Yeah.
What do you think some of your favorite moments were this year? Either like, big wins. Maybe we start in the regular season first, and then we go to the postseason run.
The regular season, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even say the best memories would come like on the court. I think like, when we're at Eden's or we're on the road and, it's 20 people in the room and we all battling on 2K, or when we go to like team dinners and stuff like that. I think those created the best memories and like the brotherhood that'll last a lifetime.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, what about on the court though?
On the court?
Yeah, this season.
I mean, I think we started off definitely the journey was unbelievable. Like I would do it again if I could. But on the court, best memories, I mean, beating Carolina, obviously.
Yeah. And at their place to win the ACC championship.
Our first road trip when we beat Arizona. That was a nice road trip.
Yep, that was great.
I mean, I could go on and on but I mean, those are kind of some highlights.
Yeah. And then what was it like winning the ACC tournament? I know you're from the Charlotte area,
Yeah.
so going back home basically and winning the ACC tournament.
Yeah,
how did that feel?
I mean, that's just a dream of mine to be at home and have so many family members there and able to pull it off. We had a couple injuries, Coop going down, Malik going down, but being able to fight through that and dig deep within our team and come out on top was very special.
Yeah, it made it that much sweeter, I feel like, and showed that, obviously Coop and Malik are fantastic, but, we're a pretty complete team, and so many other guys, I feel like, stepped up when there was number was called that week, which was pretty special.
Exactly.
And then what about, I know obviously you were hurt last year for the AC tournament and for the big dance, so what was it like being a part of that this year?
Bro.
Making a run to San Antonio?
It was...
I will say, like, Caleb's probably the most grateful person I know. Like, every single day before the NCAA tournament, Caleb would be at practice like, man, like, we're really going for this right now.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it was like, it's almost surreal because we all talked about before we, went to Raleigh, like, how we used to watch it in class and, like, we would skip school to watch a tournament and this and that and, like, just being a part of it. Obviously it was my second time, but first time playing. Yeah. I mean, I just can't wait to, do it again, honestly. It's you can't even put it into words how special it is, and then being able to make it all the way to the Final Four, and we came up short, but the ride was special, man. It really was.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we had an incredible time. It's almost the saddest part though of this is just not being able to be with the guys anymore. Like we had a dinner last week, or last kind of basically time with everybody, the last supper or whatever, and it was just like obviously we'll be a big part of each other's lives for years to come, but. I feel like we had a special camaraderie just, spending time with one another this year.
Yeah, that chat will definitely still be going.
Yes, the chat will be active for sure.
Be active for sure.
Now turning the page a little bit, obviously, it's no secret that you fighted a lot of adversity this year and even back to your injury last year.
Yeah.
What's allowed you to, like, stay so steady and be a great teammate regardless of, your minutes or if you're hurt or the time of year? Like, I feel like you have done such a good job of embracing your role and being ready when your number's called, and that's really rare. So can you talk about what's allowed you to do that?
I mean, like you can hear different Duke stories or just anybody in general that plays any type of sport that like adversity comes. Like it's just how you handle it. And I mean, that's a big thing for me. That's how I kind of grew up. It's like who when times get tough, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, ultimately, like it was whatever it takes for the team to win, whatever I could do possible, and it's just a part of my journey. Nobody's journey's the same, and yeah, I mean, I just feel like it was a part of my journey, and I just try to be there for my teammates and control what I could control.
For sure. And obviously, in the middle of the year, you weren't playing as much there. And I think, especially in this day and age, like a lot of guys would already have like a deal set up with their agent for where they're going next and be worried about the outside noise or the money or, whatever's next. But I feel like you didn't run from it. Right? You doubled down on Duke and this team. And I think that's super special. So what allowed you to stay so focused? Because I'm sure, right, like everyone hears noise, it's impossible to completely block out. So how do you stick to your work and your own journey?
I mean, I really learned that like focusing on if you put your time and energy onto stuff that like it's the middle of the season, you worried about next season, like you're just gonna be miserable. Like you're just gonna waste this time, and like the run we went on, you wouldn't be able to enjoy like all the good things and the moment that God has created for us, and like you just wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So like that never really crossed my mind, even though when times was hard. It's like I said, this is a part of my journey. This is part of my story. So it's who are you when times get tough?
I love that.
Yeah.
We were all, this last week or so, we've all been kind of reflecting on this year or whatever. And we were talking to Khan earlier today.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about like all the life lessons he learned during this year at Duke.
Bro, what?
And it's crazy. And what he's going to take with him. And one of the main things he said was literally Caleb Foster's journey and how he approaches everything. And he said one day he hopes that his kids can embody like the way you've been able to go about your business and dealing with the ups and downs and staying away from
shout out to my brother Khan.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I think obviously basketball is important, but the lessons I feel like we're learning here.
Yeah.
Now I feel like you've gone through this, it prepares you for whatever's next in your life as well, basketball or beyond, right?
For sure, bro. I mean, I kind of keep my faith in God. Like I know He has a plan for me.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like Khan said, like the lessons you learn going through like this season, like being with people that are kind of chasing the same thing you're chasing, that kind of uplift you. Like you can't it's priceless. Like you can't put a price tag on it. And, I mean, it's priceless, bro.
So your focus and hard work and patience really did pay off. You had some huge moments. First, can you take me back to the UNC game in the second half?
Yeah.
They were making a comeback. Place was going nuts, but I feel like as soon as you got in the game, you were so poised. Yeah. That big layup, and you were flexing. I feel like you played with so much passion, like down the stretch of this season.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset going into that run at the end of that game?
Growing up, like I said, I've said this 100 times. I've always been a Duke fan, so I genuinely, I just do not like UNC. Like I just hate UNC. So, bro, we can't. It's not an option. Like we had to beat UNC. So I seen like I knew I had to go in there and give it my all, and I knew I could provide some energy. Yep. Maybe that y'all haven't seen before. Right. So I had to switch it up.
Turn it up for sure.
And like just get the team going. I mean, that's all I could do. Like that's controlling what I can control, and that's what I tried to do at the end of the season.
And I feel like especially in that game too, you played phenomenal defense on RJ Davis. Obviously a great player.
Yeah.
But down the stretch of that game, you really took that matchup.
Just gotta dig deep, bro.
For sure.
Dig deep.
But I feel like that shows your growth too. Like obviously you care about defense and stuff, but you just came in and think whatever I can do to help this team win in that moment. It was like we gotta find a way to get stops and. Right.
I mean, bro, you just can't take the moment for granted because you never know if you will be able to do that again. Like life, happens, and you just never know. So that was my mindset, just like being grateful to just be out there, like at UNC. I play at Duke, playing UNC. We at UNC, ACC championship on the line. Like, bro, it don't get much better than this.
Yeah. I'm sure you can say the same thing for the Elite Eight and Final Four run. Elite Eight against Alabama, hit a big three, playing great defense. How was that moment? And then I feel like in the Final Four game, some people the lights get too bright or whatever. There's 70,000 people there, the biggest stage. But I felt like out of anyone, you were probably the most ready to go on our team. I could tell, your energy and passion when you came into that game. So, what allows you to kind of step up in those big moments and just be ready for, whatever's thrown your way?
Like the memo for the whole tournament, what me and you kept saying is like it just does not get any better than this. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't.
I learned like the power of like energy, like the positive energy and how it can just like carry you. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I just put my focus onto my teammates, like getting them ready. Kamal was my roommate. So this is crazy, but every time I would wake up,
He be eating.
yeah, no, he eats. This dude eats nonstop.
Caleb was telling me he'd wake up in the middle of the night and come
This
on.
man, he wakes me up eating. But anyway, he's 7'2". But anyway, so I mean, I focus my energy on like what I could do to get Kaman ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I would wake up, and I'd be like, come on, they think this is gonna be sweet, bro. And I was like, and then I would tell him like who he was guarding.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. Nah, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever the scout was, I'd be like, he think he about to like. If he was gonna go left, I'd be like, damn, he think he finna go left on you. And I would just try to get him. I would just try to pour my energy into getting him ready.
Yeah.
And then the same thing I did like before the game. That's where my energy. But with all that being said, it's just how I learned the value of positive energy and how that can carry you and change how you play and put effect on the game.
Dude, that's incredible stories. I feel like it definitely felt that way. Like I feel like you were so upbeat in the locker room in March, and it definitely like helped guys be comfortable too. Because sometimes you can get in your own thoughts and when you're nervous and things like that.
So you got to get out of that.
Yeah, for sure. We talk with our mental skills guy and our team about like getting outside yourself, especially when the, things happen, because it allows you to focus on things that you can control. Yeah, that's really awesome.
So you won't be focusing on like, oh, we're 70, 80,000 people here. We just like, we all hollering at each other like, like let's go.
Yeah,
like,
hey, those hallway warm-ups in March Madness, man.
You'll never forget those.
No,
brother.
the energy was crazy.
Never forget it.
So obviously, right, these are incredible nuggets and lessons that you're just talking about right here. How can you use, your leadership and your set of experiences to help, next year's team, right? Like, obviously you kind of have to go through it a little bit in order to learn, but how can you help, the next generation of Duke guys for next year based off what you've learned?
I mean, I think it's just, passing the knowledge, doing the same thing that, I know that, like, what I've learned and using it and helping them. But, yeah, I mean, it's just leading them. I mean, we also got to, bond and, like, being together and doing team activities,
right?
Like, it kind of helps the team. But it's just my job to, like, help them learn, like, what we about to get into.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I do feel like we really like invested in each other this year in terms of getting to know one another, and I feel like it makes it different when you're out there trying to really play for someone who's really your brother, and you understand their life and what they've been through.
And like we were with each other every day. Like even when we got back here.
Yeah, right back to
and we still with each other every day. Like we probably gonna watch the Warriors the playing games tonight.
Yep.
But I mean, when you with somebody every day, bro, and you kind of get tired of them, but like when we're out there on the court, like you're gonna do anything to help them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's
so we
special.
had each other back for sure.
Do you have like a mentor yourself? Like I feel like you're wise beyond your years with some of these nuggets you drop in here. Is someone that's been able to allow you to be grounded when you were growing up and.
I mean, I think I would say my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents, my cousin J5, I talk to him a lot. My cousin Jermaine.
That's Caleb's always on the phone with him, right?
I'm on the phone always with J5, bro. Yeah. Shout out to my bro 5. Cousin Jermaine, my cousins, my dad. I mean, I think it's kind of the way I was raised to like, not run from, whatever comes your way, like face it head on, self-reflect, do what you like it's not always somebody else's fault. Like see where you went wrong at and change that and learn from that. So I mean it's pretty much credit to my people, I would say.
Yeah, it's a very mature way of thinking. Talk about not running from it. Can you talk a little bit about like your thought process for coming back next year? Obviously I feel like loyalty is a big thing for you as a guy. And it's pretty cool. We were just talking about how, you chose Duke in high school.
Yeah.
Chose Duke, last year, and you're choosing Duke again.
Yeah.
How'd you go about that process?
Like I just said, like self-reflection, learning where I went wrong at and what I could have done better and, facing the problem head on. Like, obviously, I have dreams of playing in the NBA, and this is the highest level of college basketball that you could possibly get.
No bigger stage.
And, yeah, like, I feel like I'm more than capable of doing that and, being that guy. So, like, why not? Why not double down on myself and bet on myself?
Yeah, for sure. What are your thoughts on the transfer portal right now? I feel like it's crazy seeing all these guys going. It's impossible not to see every time we, turn your phone on, someone else in there and the state of the game. And what are your thoughts on all this? It's crazy, basically, what's going on right now.
I mean, it's a slippery slope, man. Like, it's hard, bro. Cause like sometimes, like it may be necessary, but other times, like I think that you gotta do what's best for you. And for me, like I said, I was kind of taught to fight, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like honestly, like Jalen Hurts was kind of like somebody I looked at. I'm like,
Go Birds.
he got benched by Tua.
Yeah.
And he fought all the way back. Like, why can't I? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my approach to it. And look, he's in the NFL.
Yeah, Super Bowl
champion.
MVP. Yeah.
Your favorite quarterback in the league. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's people before me that have done that before, and it's like, you respect that. Like, I respect that, and that's somebody I look to. I've watched this little documentary, his story.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what that's kind of how I feel, how I take it.
No, I love it. But I guarantee
the transfer portal, like some people have to leave, some people have to go. But for me, I think it's best for me to stay at Duke and keep continuing to get better and And
I guarantee someone like Jalen Hurts, like he wouldn't be the player he was today if he hadn't gone through that.
Exactly.
And I feel like like going through this now, like you're gonna end up being way better in the long run.
For sure. Because he did the same thing. He got benched at Alabama. And he came back the next year.
Yeah.
So I think that it's best for me.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
So looking ahead to next year, obviously you're one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about, I think you led the team in shots taken last summer by like 8,000 shots, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So what are your summer plans? Both on the court, off the court. What's the next few weeks look like? Obviously, you got to finish up school, take care of that. But
for me, I mean, my next couple of weeks, I'm going. Man, shout out to my freshman four, man. We're going on a family trip.
So, we've been talking about this one for a long time,
and we've been talking about this for 2 years. So what I'm saying, it's finally in motion.
Yep.
And then I'll probably be at Duke. Just getting ready for the season.
You gonna come back early?
Enjoying. Yeah, I'm gonna go to summer school.
Yeah, summer session 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this Duke education, bro.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, man, I'm just gonna enjoy my process, bro. Enjoy life. Whatever comes.
Yep, as you should. Is there any specific parts of your game you want to work on going to next year? Like now that you're older, you've seen a lot. Anything like looking back on this year that you want to focus on for next year?
I mean, I want to improve in every way.
Yeah.
I would say my body even more. Learning how to use it. I learn from each and every one of the guys that come here. But yeah, I would say that just watching film and.
Caleb Foster, student of the game.
I'm gonna read some books. I'm gonna get off. I plan on getting off of Instagram and start reading books.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
As an Eagles fan, AJ Brown was reading Inner Excellence. I saw you reading that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your reading journey and about what you learned. Your lessons learned from that book.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't read. Like, I didn't read any books. But like, I kind of picked up this book because obviously I was trying to figure out like what my situation and how to get through it and how to handle it and whatever like that. And like when I picked up this book, bro, I could not stop reading it.
Spoke to you?
Yeah, bro. But I seen this video of Kyrie, and that's somebody who I look up to, who I inspire, who I want to be like, kind of, in my own way. But he said something like, like us young people, we need to get off, this app and this device. And put our knowledge into books. Yep. And that's how you really learn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think the next book for you, I know Jared's favorite book is The Inner Game of Tennis. Have you read that one yet?
Nah, I haven't.
That should be a great book. Great book.
I'm about to read Don't Believe Everything You Think.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah.
I have to do a book swap.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know how that goes though. For sure. Shout out. I'll let y'all know.
So heading into next season for the team, now that you've been that close to been the Final Four, that close to the mountaintop, how can you bring those lessons to the next year's guys, and how are you approaching being an older guy and a leader? Obviously, you were a leadership role too this year, but it's different now when you're going to be like the returning guy to set the standard for what Duke basketball is like.
I'm just gonna embrace it. I'm gonna take it whatever. I'm gonna try to do my best to help the young guys. And like I said, bro, like I think the biggest thing is being connected, learning each other, knowing each other. That's what the summer's for. But just competing like as hard as possible against each other, and that's what's gonna it's gonna make us different and put us over the edge to be the team we want to be. So that, I mean, that's pretty much the two things. Got a few guys coming back with me to help me set the standard, and we can kind of all bring the young guys along.
Yep. I think people really respected the way we played this year, like the fans and everything, the way we shared the ball and competed on defense. I feel like you're going to want to make that the same standard for next year. But what do you think fans can expect for the 25-26 team heading into next year?
I mean, you're just gonna see a hard. I mean, it's similar to a team like this year, man. Like whatever it takes. A team that's gonna fight, a team that's gonna be competitive, a team that's gonna play defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where our focus is gonna be at, probably most likely. Well, for sure. Yeah, like a team that's gonna play defense, and I think that defense wins championships, and defense is a key reason to why we made it as far as we did.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, it's been a pleasure being on the journey with you, brother.
Yes, brother.
I've been so impressed with the way you've gone about things and your growth over the last 2 years. So I won't be here anymore, but I mean,
hey, bro, we're gonna be in touch, bro.
Be in touch, and I'm excited to see
Love,
the best
brother.
is yet to come for you, brother.
Love, brother.
Stay tuned.
Shout out Duke Blue Planet.